Hello, Kaya.
Hi, Sagar.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm very impressed with your walking backwards all the time. I see it all the time. Watching you in any tournament, I always see Sagar walking backwards, interviewing some big name in chess.
Well, I'm so happy that I'm getting to interview you because I think you've managed to do something very special right now with Take app.
Thank you.
And also before that with the Champions Chess Tour and all the work that you did. I want to know more about you.
Yeah.
And just like, because you are not at the core a chess player, right? You didn't start playing chess when you were young. How was it?
No, I didn't. Like many other people, I played a little bit of chess with my father and liked the game, but I'm by no means a chess player. I'm from, TV productions. I've been a sports journalist, worked with football, which is a big sport in Norway, and winter sports, many other big sports. And naturally, with Magnus becoming world champion, chess would be a sport to cover.
So just to break this down, like when Magnus became the world champion in 2013, you were doing things with other sports.
At that time, I was still studying, but I started working with sports journalism in 2014.
Okay.
And as the newest person in my sports department, they would say, Kaja, you have to do the chess. We don't understand the chess. So you, as the newest person, you have to go cover the chess. And I was so scared from having to interview these chess players, and I didn't know any chess. But I fell in love with the community and covering chess. I'm still not a good chess player. I still think the game is just incredibly difficult and frustrating. But I love covering chess and the personalities in chess and the community in chess and the mesmerizing brains in chess. And it's the most interesting sport to cover for me. So since 2014, I've been covering chess a lot. And since 2020, I've been only covering chess.
Wow.
I went from working with sports in general to working only with chess.
Wow, this is such an amazing thing, because I remember when you got into chess, the news out there was that a big name in the sports community in Norway has started to now do things for chess.
I wouldn't say maybe I'm a big name in Norwegian sports covering, but
you were doing something very prominent at that point in other sports?
I was covering many other sports in Norway, basically.
Right.
And,
Was it for some channel?
Yeah, so I was working for TV2 Norway, which is the biggest commercial channel, and also for NRK, which is the biggest TV channel in Norway. But Norway is a country with 5 million people. And I was telling you before we went on this interview, Sarah, that India, you guys have to just enjoy what you guys are experiencing now. We've had Magnus Carlsen for 10 years now, and it's been the most magical time. The whole country has become hooked on chess, watching chess, playing chess, getting excited about Magnus playing world championships or if it's other big tournaments. And we now see that this era is maybe starting to come to an end, but it's just starting for you guys. Of course, you had Vishy Anand, and you know what it's like with the fantastic Vishy Anand, and now you have Gukesh, world champion, youngest in history, and you have Prag, and you have Eric Geisy, and you have all these fantastic players. And I just hope you enjoy it when this era is now starting for you guys, because it's just so fantastic.
Tell us a bit about this era that you enjoyed when Magnus was playing. And, I was so impressed with how NRK would cover the World Rapid and Blitz or such events. Like the entire country would be watching chess, right?
Yeah. It's still to date the biggest numbers ever in Norwegian TV history has been some of the chess events with Magnus Carlsen, and I think it's a little bit of slow TV. People enjoyed becoming a part of the community, sitting for many hours together with family, friends, or by themselves, trying to understand chess, but also the coverage being very humble, that we don't understand what's going on. We have an expert here who's trying to explain it to us. We have the bar. We understand when we can celebrate or when we can get super nervous because the bar is going the wrong way. We can see the clock ticking down, and we try to get excited about the things that we know and the sports aspect of it. And then we try to dig into every move. Everyone knows the same amount. We know very little. We understand very little. but we try to understand together. And every single move is a journey, and try to dig into it together. And no one's too stupid to watch chess. Has always been.
That's so beautiful, because sometimes it's about breaking this barrier, right? Like people think it's a very intelligent person's game, and they don't even try to come close to it.
I can't even begin to tell you how many times, Sagar, I've felt too stupid. Like, this sport, I'm too stupid to follow this sport I don't understand. But then I have these people trying to explain to me and saying, no, that's a good move. I understand why you think that's a good move. But actually, if you look 2 moves ahead, no, the queen will get trapped. The queen will be captured. That's why you can't do that move, Kaja. But it's good. I understand why you see it. And then you feel like you belong, and you kind of understand a little bit. And when you sort of break that barrier, and when you're allowed to dig into the game together with the experts, it's just such a great game. Yeah.
And often the viewers connect with you more than the experts.
Well,
so
and that's the thing as well.
You.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, right? My job often as a host, who is not by any means a titled player at all, is to ask the question that most of the people out there will be wondering. And I think that's an important role to have as well, that you don't only have grandmasters or international masters or title players who understands everything that's going on. You need the person who says, well, I really don't understand why you have to move that bishop. Oh, now you tell me it's because if he doesn't, then the queen can go here and then you're trapped. Thank you, now I get it. Nice. But to be allowed to actually ask those questions, I think a lot of people are wondering, and yeah.
It's tremendous. And from being someone who didn't understand chess and was not covering chess, I think you become good friends even with Magnus.
I mean, but the chess community, Sagar, with you as well, it's such a warm and nice and including community. So I think I've just sort of found myself very comfortable in this environment. And here we are at Weissenhaus with the freestyle chess. Everyone is here. And we've just been to dinner with all the top players, and you're sitting next to them and you talk to them about their kids or their life or their struggles, and then you talk about, what's your ambitions in the tournament. And it's a very small community. And, here, world champion Gukesh is here, and he's, telling everyone how he's doing. And it's you just get a little bit hooked on it, I have to say.
But you have this sort of passion inside you, which is like, you want to get the news, you want to talk to the players. Where does that come from, that you want to know things? There's a genuine curiosity.
Yeah, but I think especially for chess players, these sports people are very mysterious to me. I don't understand how they think. I don't understand how they're able to become as brilliant as they are. So I'm very curious simply about that. They're very smart people. It's always very interesting to interview them. I'm not going to say anything bad about other sports athletes that I've interviewed, but often they will be, trained by PR people, for example. Whenever you do interviews, they basically say the same thing. Everyone, they're very scared of saying anything wrong. Chess players are very honest.
Right.
Like when you interview them, after, my favorite thing is to interview players after they lose a game. Because they will be...
And actually, I've seen you taking risks there. Like, I have myself felt...
I've been nervous a few times.
You asked this question and the player could really get angry. But I think you were just doing it for the people, you wanted to know more.
And I also maybe think the players have been quite good with me because they know I'm not a chess player. They know I don't fully understand how they're feeling after a loss, how devastating it is for them to lose a game or play a bad game. So I think I've been lucky as well. So players have been quite nice to me and given interviews as well after they lose, but they will be very honest. And that's why I love also, I love that about working with chess.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you were part of this Champions Chess Tour, and you used to sort of guide the flow of the streams. Like there used to be David Howell, Jovanka, and it used to be even Tanya, and it used to be like very, very...
Tanya is amazing, by the way. You guys in India are so lucky. You have the best people. You have Sagar, you have Tanya, you have Gukesh, you have Prag. I'm so jealous.
But where I was getting to is that at some point you were like sort of doing this, and I was watching it, and it was so much fun. You brought in that element of not being the expert there and doing things. And then you stopped, right? Like, think you were going to become a mother.
Yes,
was that
exactly.
the reason you had stopped, right?
Yeah. I had a baby, Max, and so I had to go into maternity leave with him. And that was just when ChessCom bought the company I was working for, Play Magnus. So I was out for about a year, which is the maternity leave in Norway. And when I came back, I sort of made the transition over to Take.
Yeah, this was also a very bold decision, I guess, to join Take, right? Because at that point, it had just begun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still in its early stages.
It is, but it's a very exciting company.
Right. So how did you decide, like what made you decide that you want to work for Take?
Well, so when I started Play Magnus, that was obviously a company by Magnus. We had a lot of fun. We were very ambitious. We had some great ideas. It was bought by chess.com, which is just massive influence in the chess world. And I've never met people they're just extremely passionate about chess. And I love that about ChessCom. But when I was contacted by Take, Magnus wanted to start something new, it just felt like the right path for me. It was in Norway, ChessCom is in the US. Play Magnus was in Norway, and Take was in Norway. So it just felt like more of the right career path for me to join Take, yeah.
And when you are working on Take, of course you have a team and so on, but even Magnus is part of it. How is it to sort of work with him? And also one of the things that I start thinking is Magnus is really entrepreneurial. Like he started so many businesses.
Yeah.
It's not common for other chess players to do that.
Yeah, no, but he is a brilliant guy, right? And he knows business as well. Play Magnus was a company more driven by the people around him, I would say. But he is very involved in Take. So he is actually a board member now for Take. He gets very much involved. He wants to know what we're doing all the time. He has a lot of great ideas for how to make the app as good as possible, what it needs to have for it to be a good chess app, for to be the best sort of home for people to get to know everything in chess and to follow your favorite players and to get to know when they play and to get to know their playing styles and their player cards and everything we want to do with the app. So he's very involved. He is very visionary, but he trusts the people that he's sort of gotten into the company, which is also nice because he's busy playing, of course, and that's what we want him to do. We want him to play chess. Yeah.
Fantastic. And the content of Take has been so refreshing, and also the strategy of content. Like you guys started from, I think, the Olympiad.
Yeah.
Started posting from that point. Then the World Championship was the major one. But I felt like there was so much clarity in the way the content was coming out.
Well, thank you.
Because it's often like you start, you're testing the waters, but here, I think you guys just knew that this is the way it's to be done. How was that? And people just, you read the comments, they're like, yes, Take has got it right. This.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
Well, so I do have some experience with making content now, and I think my strategy when starting for Take and meeting some new people there as well. It's been very nice. Our CEO Mats is a very visionary type. He's very creative, and he has some great ideas for what he thinks would be a good idea. So sort of us talking together has created a path for what we want to do in content. And we've tested a lot of things so far. We've tested recaps, we've tested live broadcast, we've tested long form episodes, we've tested short forms, of course. And I was very surprised to see how successful the more long form episodes were. We did a deep dive into Dingley Ren and how he was doing before the World Championship, and we did a deep dive into Gukesh and his story, and that was also successful.
I remember that you interviewed me.
And we interviewed you.
And the thing is, what really was impressive is that I was outside.
Yeah.
And you actually were trying to reach me. And then when I called you, you were like, can we do it? And then you came to my hotel.
Yeah.
You set up the entire thing at the reception.
Yeah.
That was really a lot of
Well, we wanted
work.
to do high quality, and I also have a guy with me called Björnar, who is just an amazing cameraman and editor, and he does a lot of the work, and it's high quality, everything he does. So we want to sort of create high quality stuff for chess, maybe more of like the documentary style, or the deep dive into all of it is what we want to do. So the interview we did with you, Sagar, was fantastic, because we've used it for so many things. You can talk about Gukesh and India, and you can talk about Ding, and you can talk about Magnus, and you have such insight into all the players and all the community. So we've used that a lot, actually.
Yeah, but everyone's enjoying the content here. And where do you see Take's content strategy going? And at the same time, wouldn't you say Take is also a tech sort of a company, right?
Yeah,
it's an app.
Well, first of all, we're a tech company.
Yes. So, but do you think the content is driving people towards that? How do you see it?
Well, so it kind of ended up content being our marketing strategy. That's the sort of the money we've spent on content has been the money we've spent on marketing to get the word out, basically. To have content out there that people share, that people find engaging, and through that content, just to get people to know Take. And I think that if people download Take, the app, they will get to know that this is the app they need to get just the full overview of what's happening in chess. To follow your favorite players, to get notified when they play. That's been so hard ever since I started working with chess. I really have to investigate, when is Magnus actually playing? At what time does he start? What's the standings in the tournament? What are the strengths of his opponent today, to actually check out the player cards? And all of this will be available in the Take app. Most of it already is, actually.
Right.
And so this is sort of an app that I've been missing as a chess fan. And I hope it's going to be something that most chess fans find interesting.
And you are already leaving tomorrow, so you actually come to such events, and you come for a short duration. You do a lot of work, and then you go. It's why do you come for such short duration?
Yeah, often I will say for the tournament, but this time it was to get all the interviews. Like, everyone in chess is here, so we had to come down to get some interviews and talk to people. And now I'm going to go to my room, and I'm going to start editing all this content, and tomorrow, before Freestyle first game starts, we will publish a This Year in Chess episode, talking about all the tournaments coming up, all the excitement, all the drama as well, and everything like beyond the board. So we have a huge episode dropping tomorrow, so that's what I'm going to be doing tonight, editing.
Brilliant. And I want to ask you finally, how tough is it to manage being a mother, at the same time a job, and how tough is it for you?
I wouldn't say it's that tough. Being in a startup is a little bit tough, maybe, but it's also a privilege, I would say, more than anything. And to come home from work every day with your son is just a blessing. So I enjoy that, and then when he goes to bed, I can keep working. Which is really nice. So I try to enjoy it.
Amazing. Yeah. And will we see you continuing in chess for the future, for the years to come?
Well, if the chess community will have me, I'll be here, because I love working with chess. I can't imagine anything else I want to do.
Well, thank you for being here, Kaja, and thank you for doing some stellar work and inspiring everyone.
Thank you, Sagar, and thank you as well.